It has been one eventful day here in the United States. So we are going to get into this angelic messaging to deliver whatever it is that you need to hear right now. So please understand that angelic messages, they're coming from angels and archangels. It's fifth dimensional energy and above, so very, very different. And it's not exactly like astrology or tarot. Angels are here to guide you, okay? Not necessarily tell you what to do. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But it's still the idea of an energy that you are contending with. Now, I do want to say this here in the beginning. We are in the 1010 energy portal. Now, in angel numbers, okay, 1010, that's completion. That's completion. That's resetting. It can be wonderful and it can be a clean slate. But you have to be resourceful, okay? This is getting to know yourself. This is letting those old lessons be done so that you don't have to keep repeating them, right? So it depends on where you are on your soul's path. It's very individual, or what your spiritual path may be. So if, let's say, you have not been learning your lessons, this is not going to be a pleasant time for you. This is where people hear that they've lost. This is not to scare you, okay? It doesn't have to happen like this. But this is where a lot of people will get notice that they no longer have a job, or someone files for divorce, or you start, especially around finances, you discover some way that money's been flowing out and you hadn't realized it, that sort of thing. Okay. But if you have been very self-aware and you've been working on your soul's path and your soul's lessons, this could be the end of being single. This could be the end of a toxic job because you're going off to a brand new job. Get it? It could be the end of debt. It could be the end of waiting on a house to become available. You walk right into it. So that would happen a little bit more towards 11/11, around that, I would say, time period, that sort of energy portal. 1010 is more about let's close out what already is here. Okay, so that we can move on. Think about moving out of a home. You need to pack up your stuff. You need to clean up before you leave and go on to the next thing. Okay. Now, as far as angelic readings with me go, this is the busiest time of year for me every single year. I don't know why that is, but I've just learned the hard way that this is a busy time. The second busiest would be around the holidays because people are giving these readings as gifts. So here's what you need to know if you want to get an angelic reading so that you can be prepared mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for whatever is to come for you. My standard readings usually have a little over a 3-week waiting period. I should be caught up, fingers crossed, I should be caught up on a lot of the readings in this coming week, which means that if you are one of the people who get in, I'm talking shortly after I post this video, you may have your standard reading by October 10th. That is not a guarantee. Please hear me when I say it. That is not a guarantee. I cannot gauge how many people are going to come in. Okay. Now, if you put in for a standard reading and you don't get it by October 10th, it's fine. Okay. You're going to be in that energy for a while. So no worries there. If you absolutely want to guarantee that you are going to have your 1010 energy portal reading, it doesn't have to be that. You can get any kind of angelic messaging, but if that's the topic you want to cover and you want to make sure it's done before that date, you can email me for a live session. I only have a few spots available. Okay. But if you want to grab one of those, it's a different price point. It's $130 per 30 minutes. So when you email me, if you are interested in that, let me know what time zone you're in and how much time you're looking for and like what days and times typically work for you. And I'll see if I can get you into one of those slots. Okay. So that's the way you do that. If you want a live session, email me at angelsouls444@gmail.com. Standard readings are booked via my website, angelsouls444.com. All right. Now, let's get into what we need to know. This card flipped out. Was it out of frame? Maybe. So the card here is focus. I'm going to try to hide my nails because I realized I didn't do them. Okay. Whatever. So there are white roses in this card. I don't know if you can, it's going to be all blurry up, but there are white roses. Just trust me if you can't see it. Okay. They're down there at the bottom. I would point, but again, my nails are a mess. I'm not pointing. They're at the bottom. Okay. Thank you. So this focus is definitely saying don't let your focus be pulled by some of the scary stories that you will be hearing about in the next, specifically 3 weeks. There will be lots of things that are devised to almost gaslight us, almost make us think like, okay, especially if you're spiritual, especially if you're sensitive. If you had a feeling about something and you were so sure of it, and then something comes along to try to make you believe otherwise, just take a beat, step back, okay? Maintain your focus. Now, on another level here, this is speaking to some of you who have gone so far in your perfectionism, perhaps on a project, or you are so hard on yourself, or you're so afraid of failure that you are stalling on letting the world see your work. Put it out there. Polish it up, but it doesn't need to be perfect. Sometimes getting feedback from people. I'm a writer. I had to hit pause on that. Like, too many things have been happening. It's been a crazy year for this Scorpio over here. But, it's better to let other people see it because then they can give feedback. All right. So watch where you are focusing. This goes right into manifestation energy as well. If you are sitting, I'm guilty of this myself. If you sit around and you ruminate about things, well, that's you reliving it over and over and over. And I'm not saying be in denial about things. If you need to process something, reach out to somebody who can actually help you process it. Okay. Like a professional. But if you're just playing through something over and over and over again and reliving that, you're literally guiding your brain in a way to live, like send all the energy this way, right? So spiritually speaking, I'm sure neuroscientists have explanations or wording for that. And, but, wherever you focus your energy, that is what's going to bloom and blossom. So we want to be very, very, very cautious about that. I'm going to pull some Magdalene Oracle cards as well. All right. Some of you are going to fire off in the comments. This is about children. So I want to be careful in what I say here because, again, we want to refocus. Okay. But the focus on children. There could be a lot of things about children. Obviously, there already is, and we know where in the world, right? But there's going to be more. It's going to be sort of here in the U.S. as well. I just heard Nepal, Canada. If there's a Nepal, Canada, I think it's Nepal and Canada, separate places, okay? Burial grounds, discoveries, the use of children. Again, I don't want to go too far with this. All right. So there is that's part of the thing that's going to be out there trying to scare us. And here, I must not have picked up on the secondary message of this because now they have playfulness. So that with the children card, I think you might, if you have kids, make kids your priority. Obviously, make your kids your priority, but spend some time with them. This also feels though like embrace your inner child. Try to keep a light heart. Keep lighthearted around this time. Because again, especially plummeting into what I keep calling the 1010 energy portal. I don't know what to call it, okay? It's a repeating number, angel number day, okay? Numerologists, speak up. Go ahead and chime in. I want to hear what you have to say too. Which there's a lot of crossover between, angel numbers and numerology. But this playfulness, it's like almost, there's two things going on here. There's, okay, try to keep it lighthearted, as we said. Try to enjoy yourself. Try to find joy despite everything that's going on. Again, it's not denying what's going on. It's watching your energy and where your energy is focused. Yes? Then there is this, you need to do that because you need to be prepped to help kids process something that they're experiencing so that their childhood isn't lost. So they can regain some sense of playfulness and get to have a childhood. That's what it's feeling like here. So there's, a couple of ways to take this. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of people watching. Not that many, but you know what I mean. More than like 5 people are going to see this video, right? So it's going to be different for each person. So there's something, I think there's going to be something out in the news. There's lots of things. So I just got confirmation in my ear. We love that. All right. So obviously world happenings, let's say, that are harming children. There are going to be stories coming out about what people experienced as children. And then there's this other thing coming up about, it's not considered trafficking, but it's almost like corruption in like an adoption process or something along those lines, where, because they're saying imported, and that's how they're saying it, imported children. Whatever the heck that means, okay? So obviously, keep an eye on the kids, but in your meditations and your prayers, always include the children. Always include everybody. Include the entire planet. And mean it. Feel it with your heart. But send special extra light to the kids. And music for healing. All right, so here's Sandalphon coming through. Archangel Sandalphon is known as the Archangel of Music, but he's mostly about healing through music. But if you're a musician, work with Sandalphon, okay? But healing through music and sound healing of any modality. Sandalphon's also known as the Archangel, if you remember, who takes our prayers up to heaven. It's kind of a beautiful story around that. And he also helps us balance our electrical system, right? So our chakra system helps us to be in alignment, helps to clear out your aura, and to help you remain grounded. So if you notice here, it's not telling you not to take things seriously. Take things seriously, but focus your energy how it will be useful. If you get into a panic, you're just going to worsen the situation. If you're going to be angry, let's talk about that. If you're going to be angry, it's that side's fault. It's that side's fault. I swear, if you don't wake up, what are you doing here? Maybe you're new here. Hi, welcome. I can be a little blunt sometimes. Just sometimes, though. But, if you get angry and you allow especially politics to muddy the waters, that's not focusing your energy. You're useless. Okay, no, you're not useless. But, all hands on deck here. Okay, you can't be messing around like that. You need to focus on what is truly important on a soul level. So this would be, and again, this is tough as humans, especially when we're talking about certain situations going on in the world. But instead of, you've heard this before, instead of giving someone your pity, give them your love. Lift them up with your love. If you are somebody who carries light, and it's a big, soul level purpose for you to carry light and to offer it to others in a healthy way, okay, or to teach others to make their own light, then offer that light out to people who are in need, okay? Now, hold tight here because I want to get us a Magdalene card here. And I do want to announce while I'm shuffling here that I will have more content coming out. I got sick last week, so I'm extremely late in trying to get some content out there. So you might see a little bit of back to back going on. That won't always happen. It's just been a time. Okay, so cards fell out. Hold on one second here. Oh, these are too many. I just basically dropped the deck. Never mind. Let's go. Let's go back. All right. Yes, let's see what we have. Serendipity. So this is really saying harness your energy, and especially during these times when you, on a personal level, when you start to see things changing. Okay, go ahead. Having your big endings, you might freak out a little bit because you're just used to it, and change can be daunting. It can be uncomfortable. You don't know what's around the corner, all those kinds of things. But if something's changing for many of you who are watching this, it is because you got off track. You haven't been working on your projects that you love. You haven't been giving yourself a chance to be playful, to restore your energy. Now, I would like to put this out there. How many of you are single? And in this day and age, especially in the United States where I live, you need to be a 2-income household. How many of you are working 2 jobs now? Comment down below. Or how many of you who do have a partner or someone to split the expenses with, what does that feel like? Do you still feel like, like the family, there's juggling family and your job, and what's happening for you right now? Comment that down below. Let's be a good support for one another, okay? And please, if you see someone comment, I try to get in there and answer as much as I can, as quickly as I can, but sometimes I miss them. So if you want to interact, please do. Let each other know that we're all here, okay? So there's some sort of serendipity that you're aligning with, yes. So that's part of that music card as well, to help you get into the heightened frequency so that you can connect to this opportunity, this person, again, it's different for everybody. All right. Divine order. All right. You are not going to miss what was meant for you. No one is going to be able to stop you if it is right for you. Now, if you're trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and there's so many obstacles, maybe you just need to change your process. That's one. There could be a lesson you still have not learned yet, right? Like, again, if you are pushing really hard on trying to make something happen, but you are afraid of failure, but you won't admit it to yourself, which is hard to do. A lot of times we don't even realize that about ourselves. If you're in that kind of energy, you might have a slight delay in bringing things to fruition. So there is divine order going on here. It's sort of a dual message here. There's the light and the dark that's going on. Like I said, there could be a message around children and what's happening for children. Again, I didn't get deep into all the stories of what was happening here in the U.S. today. And I'm not going to say it here in a video because then this gets shut down and then nobody sees any of the video. But you can go... I'm sorry to do that. I get so annoyed when videos are like, I'm hinting at something. Can you figure out what I'm talking about? I know, but we're censored and we have to be very, very careful. I've learned that the hard way. As I've said before, if you notice, I do not get near the views on my videos that I once did. And that is, I believe, because a few years ago I was not censoring myself and I was talking about some pretty deep topics. So anyway, this is a week where you're going to see that God is in charge. God, source, creator, whatever you're comfortable with. And you need to get prepared. You need to get prepared. There's a nice feeling. So here's the playfulness, right? So there's this nice feeling of like, get prepared like you have a special guest coming to your home. So do that same kind of thing for yourself. So mind, body, and soul. Maybe you literally do this for your home as well. Prepare like a special guest is coming, because there is a special opportunity coming in. Now, here's the thing, though. I will add to that. It's not what you've been trying to manifest. They're bringing through a message that this Gabriel and Michael, they're both in here very strongly. Metatron's kind of floating around here, coming in very strongly as well. They're saying that humans get locked into their perspective and then try to manifest from their narrow point of view. Not understanding that thing you're trying to manifest is because you have some codependency issues. Or that thing you're trying to manifest is because you want validation. Or that thing you're manifesting is because you don't want to have to work. Well, who isn't doing that? You know what I mean? I want to be a lady of leisure. I want to just be able to have a yacht and sail around. That'd be great. Okay, I'll take you all with me. Sure, of course I would. Yes, I would. So, but they're saying that, Humans focus on things that in the moment they think would give them immediate relief. Yes? So if I had $1 million, then I would be set and I'd be fine. No, you wouldn't. You go out and blow that $1 million and then you would need more. Or you'd blow way, way more than $1 million and now you're severely in debt. So what is coming to you is what is necessary, and it's going to have its own brand of beauty. So this feels like, too, some of you out there who are job hunting, okay? You may get a call, just as an example, you may get a call for a job that you're like, what the heck? Why would I do that? I don't know how to do that, right? And you go, well, I don't have anything else. I may as well take it. I guess I'm settling. And then you get into it and you realize this is such a great learning opportunity. This is really good for me. I'm exploring the opposite. I'm exercising the other part of my brain. I'm becoming less intimidated by things that I once didn't know anything about. I'm building up my resume with this. I'm meeting really great people. I'm comfortable with this. I like it, right? So those are the kinds of things that could come about. Other thing that's coming through here, Shamuel is coming through, Raphael's coming through. There's a lot of love connections that are popping up. Now this isn't for those of you out there who have not dealt with your codependency issues. If you are somebody, or your need for validation, if you're somebody who hops from relationship to relationship to relationship, I mean, maybe that's on your soul's contract, but I'm telling you, don't, if you're in a relationship right now and you're like, well, I'm kind of bored. So, there's going to be new love. Not for you. Okay. Finish up your stuff. Okay. Stop avoiding your lessons. All right. I guess. I don't know. But gosh, this is more for people who we're talking very sacred connections. And I want to put this out there. Here's how you can tell who's full of it and who has a real connection. Okay? People who have a real connection don't often feel the need to talk about it because there are no words and it just is. And they're at peace with that. Someone who's trying to convince you that they are in a sacred union, they're going to talk about it constantly. You can apply that same logic, not in every situation, of course. I'm generalizing here. Let's just remember. But often, if you hear somebody say, oh gosh, I am just so sensitive. No, they're not. Sensitive people don't talk about it, especially in that scenario, because we don't like announcing that we're sensitive because we get taken advantage of. We get pushed around. We just showed our vulnerability. Hot secret. We're easily hurt, and disappointed. Oh, I'm so empathetic. I just feel everything all the time. You're a liar. You're just trying to convince people. Now, I'm not saying if you came to me for a reading, because I know some of my clients will be like, Michelle, I had a heart to heart with you, and I said, I'm very empathetic. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who are advertising and in the most nonsensical moment, bringing up that they are so empathetic. They're so, whatever. They're playing you. They're trying to manipulate you. They're conniving. I know I'm saying harsh words. You're like, where'd you get that from? That's a leap. Experience. Again, I'm not saying that every single person does that. My point is that you know the saying, right? If you have to talk about it so much, you're just trying to sell a story, basically. Okay? So be careful with that, because shockingly, more people than not still fall into that trap. Be careful of people who have, or they come off like they have this sense of moral superiority. I've known people who did everything by the rules. They went to college, they got the degree, they got married, they had kids, they got a dog, they bought a house, and they go to church, and they think, I've known people, many people like this, they think that then automatically makes them an expert on everything. And it's always that type of person, not always, it's not always, obviously, I'm being dramatic. But often I see this pattern where they think they know life better than you do. And these could be people who are 20 years younger than you, and they're telling you how life goes, right? Don't fall for it. Don't let people play you. And these cards that we had come out, literally, if you play your cards right and you are focusing on your spiritual practice, you have got to be doing that right now. I know. I'm an angel medium and a practitioner. I deal with this every single day. And I had to stop today and go, you know what? I need a tune-up. Like, I have not just taken some time. I do this every night before I go to bed. I do a clearing and then I meditate. And then I go into dream programming, doing that whole thing. And then I wake up and I do some breathing in the morning. But to really take some time to do a deep clearing, you often find some really crazy stuff comes up. Like, you might have attachments, you might have some energy overlays, energy imprints. Those are different things. Or just some other timelines that are now affecting this one. Now, if you're curious about that, I also do Akashic Records readings with Archangel Metatron. So if you pardon me. If you decide that you want to get a reading, we can do that as well. Akashic readings live. Happy to do it if that's what you choose. It's just going to maybe be a little awkward for you because the whole time I'm sitting here like this. Okay. And then I speak what I'm seeing and so on. But if you're cool with that, I'm cool with that. So leave your comments and even questions down below. Let me know if this made sense. Let me know if you need clarity on anything. Again, you will be seeing some videos going back to back to back. I apologize. I apologize to my algorithm as well. It's a little messy these days, but I appreciate you all so much. I want to give a very special thank you to each and every one of you who have stood by me through, the journey of this channel and all of this work and all of this messaging. To those of you who have come along and been clients and supported me in that way, to those of you who went to Patreon and supported me there, I just really appreciate all of you. And if you are new here, I appreciate you being here and giving this channel a chance. I hope we can all be a very, very, very good support system for one another. So if you want to learn more, I have lots more videos here. Make sure you're taking care of yourself.